Peace and blessings, everyone. And from the absolute depths of my soul, do I thank you so very much for tuning into my first ever YouTube video. Whew. So, excuse me. I've had a lot of anxiety about even posting, creating this video to begin with. Just reservations about if I'm posting any new content or relatable content or content that anyone will even care about. But I had to really eliminate and shut out all of that negative thinking, because in my spirit do I believe that the time is now, and that the cause is way bigger than myself. And above all of that, what I truly hope to gain from this is self-healing. And if there is just a smidget of content within this video that provides some type of self-healing to you as a viewer, then I am definitely fulfilled with doing this. So yes, without further ado, my name is Dejenaee Janice Hemsley. You may call me D if you like, but I prefer Dejenaee. And I'm a 26-year-old girl from South Central LA. We don't really call it South Central LA, but for you to understand and grasp where I'm coming from, South Central LA, I guess. Ooh, that forehead beaming. Ooh, Lord. But I'm creating this video because I wish something like this existed when I was going through emotional phases. I'm creating this video for parents, for cousins, for anyone who knows someone who can relate to this video, so that way we can bridge that gap and really work together to kind of come together. I'll stop speaking so vaguely now and just be 100, as y'all say. But yes, so one-armed and wonderful. I was born 26 years ago without an arm. Yeah, debut. But when I was born, I had asked my mother this story a couple months ago, like almost a year ago, and she told me that when I was born, the doctor, as soon as she spat me out, the doctor was like, uh-oh. She's like, uh-oh what? I'm like, wait, don't let her see. She's like, what? What's wrong? What's going on? She's like, oh God, what happened? What's going on? And so it came as a shock to her that I was born without a left hand, that I was born limb different. Yeah. Limb different. Yeah, you heard that right. I hope that term resonates with you deeply as it did with me. I didn't identify with being referred to as disabled, handicapped. I don't think anyone does. So yeah, that bridge that I hope to gap, let's start there. Limb different. Sounds good, right? Sounds good. But she wasn't aware that I was going to be born without a left hand, and perhaps, she would have prepared herself a bit differently. Perhaps she would have been ready for that, because I remember her telling me all the time growing up, amongst many other positive reinforcing things, that that there was no book letting you know if you're doing this parenting thing right, that there's no book to show you how to be a great parent. Only thing that she can do is be the best that she can be, and she did that and then some. Everything she did leads to me creating this video today, letting me move from LA to Georgia to really discover myself and not not make it about her, not make it about me, but just trust me and trust God's process. I told her that the Lord called me to Georgia, and there was no job, there was no man, there was nothing like that here in Georgia. But what was in Georgia was was Amber. In all of my 26 years here on this earth, I have never met anybody that looks like me. A limb different person that I can identify with, that I can share struggles with and ask how she overcame things. Never in my 26 years have I ever met someone who looked like me. Could you imagine that? Going 26 years without having someone to identify with. Even still, emotionally, I just don't know what that does to me, what that means to me. But what I do know is that I am grateful to God for having moved to Georgia. And it's also really depressing, the fact that I had to move all the way across the country to find someone that looks like me, to meet. I wasn't on a search for her, but I guess this is what the Lord brought me to Georgia for. And the same day I met Amber, she had invited me to a shoot for amputees, which is where I've got this lovely t-shirt from. I like to wear it with a knot in the front, one-armed and wonderful. It really resonates with my spirit. I've never seen anything like this. So in a day, I'm meeting Amber, I'm receiving this shirt, and I learned the term limb different. I was called limb different, and it just blew my mind. I said, yes, that's it. That is it. I'm limb different. And to all of my limb different viewers who may be watching this, I pray that really brings a level of peace to you as it has to me. And to those who are parenting, are close to, know a limb different person, I hope that this content gives you something to, I hope you take that with you also. Side note, there will be a series of videos just helping to bridge the gap between limb different persons and non-limb different persons, normal people. I say, I use normal very lightly because, I've learned we are not normal. Nobody's normal. Not a single one. But, meeting Amber, and that caused me to also meet someone else at work. I didn't even meet her. Much like I heard of Amber through her parents while I was at work, I heard about this other girl who was limb different also, younger than Amber and I, young white female. I believe her name is Nicole. And Nicole's best friend's mom pulled me aside and told me that she also had a limb different, or she was close with a limb different young lady. And I'm just being bombarded with an overload of having never met anyone like me, to just, in a matter of a year, just meeting two people who are like me. And it kind of freaked me out. And I didn't know why it freaked me out, because I should be happy, right? I should be happy that I am meeting other people like me, but I was conflicted because, my whole life, in no way, shape, or form is this a bash to my family. My family, I love you so very much. I thank you from every bit of me for the confidence that you have instilled in me, because it's given me the tools I needed to create this video. But, growing up, I was always told that I was pretty. I was told that I was smart. I was told that I had a beautiful smile, that I had beautiful almond eyes, that, I was so tall, I had this nice figure. Every other part of me was reinforced, while my limb difference was categorized as something, oh, I'm normal. You're normal. It's okay, you're normal. And I internalized that as looking at everything else but my limb difference. And it wasn't until I was 26 years old, I'm still 26, I'll be 27 in April, but it wasn't until this crucial year of 26 that I realized that I ignore the best parts of myself. I've inserted myself in groups where they're advocating for me to tell my story. And in my head, I'm like, okay, you want me to tell the story of my arm and things like that. There is no story. I'm like everybody else. You look at my arm and you just automatically assume that, I have a story. And I resented them for that. And it's because I wasn't okay with addressing all of myself. I internalized the fact that I am normal, and I'm not. And I say to parents, to cousins, to everyone else who is just trying their best to empathize and be there for us as limb different people, thank you for that. First and foremost, thank you for that, because there is no map to show how to properly do that. But in respect to that, if no one also acknowledges my limb difference, the limb difference, how can I also feel comfortable acknowledging it myself? I just feel the need to cancel it out in a sense. And I say all that to say, it's okay to let us know that we're different. And it's okay to know that you are different. Because when it comes time to doing something as small and simple as tying your shoe, you're not going to be able to do that the same way, a normal way. I don't think there are many YouTube videos on how a limb different person can tie their shoe or what that looks like. And it's because we're not normal. I had to realize that it had damaged me in a way to identify myself as normal, because I am not normal, and I do have to seek, we do have to seek other avenues of execution. I can't flip the same way people flip. I don't do my hair the same way people do their hair. I did this, by the way. I did this. This is me. This is, my best friend will tell you, she knows from experience, I can't always do my hair, but I can fake a pony. But it's okay to tell us that we're different. In creating that dialogue, it's so important, because there is a vastly underrepresented lack of representation within the limb different community. In 2019, where almost all groups are identified, we have the trans community that is being beautifully represented. We have the gay community beautifully represented. Black community. We have young Muslim girls who are being paid attention to in 2019, and the shift of this world is very beautiful. But us as limb different persons, it's not okay that our only representation is that of fitness videos where, what are your excuses? There are no excuses. If they can do it, you can do it. I don't find that to be representation. I don't find that to be appropriate, for that to be the sole content of our representation. I don't find that to be appropriate. And so I'm not trying to completely get off topic here, but what I hope that these series of videos will do, that they will help us to create avenues where we don't have to go 26 years without ever meeting someone who is like us. That we are told and reinforced that we're different and that it's okay. And to limb different persons, be it you were born this way, be it through a traumatic accident, be it through illness, it's going to take a lot for us to also empathize with those who can't relate to us but are trying to. We have to allow them to try, because if we ever want to be heard, if we ever want to be catered to in this world, we not only have to speak up, but we have to work together. I just want to thank amputees for this beautiful shirt that I wear from time to time when I'm feeling low about myself or feeling conflicted. I want to thank Amber, who is now pregnant and expecting and due to pop pretty soon, I think in March, and married, you know? I'm sorry. It just means a lot to me to be able to see that, to know that someone like me is out there and she's living my wildest dreams. She drives. We're not going to talk about that just yet. No, I'm a little afraid to learn how to drive, but it's okay. Let me get over that monster too. But, you know, to be truly seen and represented and cared for is the purpose of these videos. And the lack of representation within the limb different community will end with the one-armed and wonderful girl. I don't want to bombard you all with too much content. I don't even know how to truly go about this, but there are going to be a series of videos, again, bridging the gap between limb different persons and non-limb different persons. At the bottom of this link, along with Amputee's website, you'll also see a couple of my other social media networks that I hope that you follow me on, as well as a GoFundMe site, so that way we can really do this together, so that way we can bridge this gap, because it is about inclusion. It is about inclusion, just in discovering that there are other people like yourself and being connected with those people also. So I would vastly appreciate your support if you would like, share, comment, subscribe, comment on some things, topics that you would like discussed, or issues that you may have, not the topics that you don't know how to talk about with your limb different child or cousin or student, whatever it may be. This is the start of something very new, and again, from the depths of my soul, do I thank you so very much for clicking in on this video. And I hope that you are somewhat fulfilled, that you are somewhat intrigued, and I do pray that if you can in any way, shape, or form, that you are able to donate to the GoFundMe cause, because this is so that way, I mean, when I say I have some things planned, I really do, and that inclusion, it starts with you, it starts with me, and I think that it'll end really beautifully. So, again, peace and blessings, everyone, and thank you so much for watching.